Honestly, this round looks fine. Your spacing is decent. Did what you had to do. So that's whatever. That looks fine. Good trade. On top of the flash. Not much we can do about double smoking door. Honestly, not exactly sure how we stop that, but... This looks fine. Looks like you hear tons, so you're trying to help, maybe. It's a little bit awkward, but... Probably fine, to be honest, with that smoke down. Alright. Oh, is this where I was muted? Maybe not? I guess I just called a mid to be. Oh, never mind. I was just watching mid. Here at long, I think you get some kills holding that angle. I don't know. I feel like maybe you could hold from car there, just because there's kind of a risk of you just getting dueled and losing. And getting like doubled up on. I don't know if I like this angle that you take indoors. Like for me, I would just, it's kind of boring, but I would just hold from car. And if you feel like you want to peek, then you can go into doors late and try to peek corner. Holding it from inside the doors off bat, like, there's just a chance you get flashed and killed, unfortunately. But I don't think it got exploited in the games we were playing, so. This is fine. This is a good lurk, though. We've got the kill, and you spring. And then holding the cross, this is all perfectly fine. Good kill. Oh, here, I remember this. So like you can watch my elevator, and I can watch, so I'll pause actually and I'll show you what I was talking about here. So I'm watching like this. I'm basically just making sure they can't get to you. So what you should be doing is playing like here, so that you can watch in front here, and then I'm playing here to watch above here, right? But what's going on right now is, like if you're playing here, you won't be seen if a CT is like trying to push from here. But if a CT is at this corner, they can see you and I won't be able to see them. So with this crossfire, it's really powerful if you play like really close to the wall, so that I can make sure they're not above you and trying to swing you, and you can make sure they're not in front of me trying to swing me. So that's just a really small detail, but playing closer to this wall is not the move when we're doing that crossfire along. Very small detail. But we end up winning this round. I think this is the first contact B we ran. Wow, they did an A-stack. Oh yeah, this is because we knew they saved the op. Yeah, Huog gets the opener, and we spring into action. I would watch out. I would watch out crossing door before that smoke's down. That one round that we lost, like where you guys get 1v2'd, two people try to cross door before that smoke's even down and they just die. We should get out of that habit as much as possible. Because the smoke only comes down a couple seconds later. If we're not getting fights, like, there's no reason to like clear sight before that smoke's down. That's a habit I had to break as well, but I've been getting really good at just, if I have a smoke, unless I'm playing fire department, I just fucking smoke it right away. Maybe we should have somebody deady to throw that door smoke, but either way. Here, looks like we're doing long. This is good. You were just running the fuck out, holding your trigger, we flash for you. And I think I definitely called for the commit here. That's fine. Honestly, hard entry. Full pushing like that, knife out to cross. I'm fine with that. This was a kind of a throw by Lone, unfortunately. He tried to spam the smoke with bomb and then he delayed like crazy and he ends up getting killed. But then you do really well in this round, so makes up for it. Get all the way around. Really nice initiative to try and make a play here, and then you just hit all the shots that you have to, so that was a good round. Wow, looks like they stacked mid here. Oh, this is my 4K on the mid push. Okay, I give bomb to you guys, it looks like. Oh yeah, and then somebody called for mid. Ooh. A little bit risky. Definitely knowing you have bomb, I wouldn't commit to that so hard. Let me see. I want to see the situation I was in. Because I know I felt really confident taking this fight, even though I knew it wasn't the best idea. So here, like, I'm at least in a good position to fall back. Like, as you can see there, the way I was peeking, it was like I was kind of isolating one angle at a time, checking the barrel, and then swinging out a bit wider once I got the first kill, see if I could double up. But you kind of just fully committed into them, so there was no escape. And especially with bomb, it was just a bit dangerous. Here, I think we just called for a rush. Looks like you hesitate a little bit. Maybe the call wasn't fully clear. Double molly, unfortunate. Then you're just holding tons. This angle's a little bit dangerous, I'd say. Just because, I mean, you probably understand that, like, you want to take angles where you're farther from the corner. So, like, if a guy just kind of walks up, he probably sees your shoulder first. If he's just, like, peeking, like, if he just walks into your angle from exactly where you're looking, he probably sees your shoulder first. When I'm in tons, I like to jiggle the steps. Personally. I just never feel comfortable taking an angle that I'm not farther from than the enemy. Okay, yeah. Lone's gonna go tons. You're probably gonna flash out for us, maybe? I'd say here you should probably flash out if you're one of the last ones. Just chucking an extra flash out there does not hurt. Like, as we're reaching the first doors. Looks like you're just holding here. This is good. Okay, so we're gonna retake mid. Lone gets a pick. And then Hoo-Ha ends up just getting the kill, so I called a commit A. Yep. This is a fine round. So far, you're not, like, playing any, like, there was the one round where you swung on the eco. That was a really weird peek by Lone, but you're not doing anything, like, fundamentally wrong. It's just little improvements you could make from what I'm seeing. Good opener, and then I called a commit. Because I know their B is going to be weak. It's going to be max one guy. So I get killed by the op, and then I think you played this pretty well. Because you understood that you didn't want to commit too hard. You had to wait for your teammates. So you're actually looking for the rotate. Tried a late swing on him. Bit of a missed shot, but it's whatever. Because your teammates arrive. Honestly, I think that was well played by you. I think you did really good with your movement and shit. Just stay alive. I was just really shocked that they had the op there. I guess we must have killed the B player and then the mid player just picked up B. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Here, I probably called for a rush B. If you're the first one, you want to throw the jail flash. So it ends up working out. But if you're the first one, you want to throw the flash that lands behind here. Just because you get a really good timing. So you can throw it as you're running out. Usually the people in the back will throw the ones that pop in the air. Just because they're in the back. So they throw the flashes that come in the back and they can get good timings on them still. If you're throwing that back one as the first spawn, by the time that pops and you're out, like you're the first person in your back tons and you throw that. So that flash is probably going to fade if it hits people. And all it does is just prepares them for the take. Because that's a really early flash. If you're throwing if you're waiting to get into the tunnel and then throwing the jail flash as the first person, it's gonna pop as you're running out, and they pretty much have to be looking away, or they're playing anti or something. So it's a really favorable fight. The entries end up working out because we do throw a shit ass load of flashes, and I think somebody behind you throws a jail flash. But just something to keep in mind. I guess I'll edit in a couple flashes that I like to throw as the first person. And then here you're just watching tons. This is fine. Oh yeah, if you're all the way at the back, yeah, you did say you learned this. He can see your head. Let's see Patsu. I'm pretty sure he can see your head if you crouch and you're all the way at the back just because it slants up a little bit. Yeah, there it is. That's just unfortunate. And I fucked up that round. I shouldn't have played on the box, honestly. I should have just committed to car. I played it really weird. Not exactly sure. Maybe I just call for a mid default. Yep, looks like it. So you're just gonna play indoor again. The reason I don't like this angle is similar to tons. It just seems like I think you're closer to the corner of the door than a CT. So like in theory you could just get walk beaked. I honestly think you could just get walk beaked and it might be dangerous. At this point you lurk out. Looks fine. You didn't hear any noise, I guess, so you know they didn't take long. And we're getting a lot of contact on cat, so that's a good lurk. We get 2 picks and now you're trying to come out and you catch the rotate. Good lurk, very good lurk. This is a good round. Oh, this was unfortunate. We probably should have cleared it. It's probably both of our faults. We probably should have just checked suicide quick. That's whatever. Looks like, I think this was a contact call. So yeah, this is good. So since you're in the back, yeah, you kind of just chuck that and it's gonna pop by the time we're coming out. So that's a good time to throw that flash. And then here, unfortunate timing. You throw that flash down. That was a good peek by the operator, to be fair. And this was so sad. I'm actually depressed about this. When they threw this molly, I thought I was going deep enough that I could go in the corner. And by the time I realized that it was spreading, it was much too late. And somehow this round gets won. I learned my lesson that round. I'm fucking booking it if they molly like that. Or maybe I try to jump up and like commit window or some shit. Because door wasn't covered, so I was probably dead either way. It's probably just a bad position to play under window there. Looks like another mid default, so you're watching. Wow, these guys were like not really taking any control. This is such a weird round by them. They have no util. So you get flashed out by Hoo-Ha. Cool. Lone makes a weird mid play. Oh, this is a predicament. Okay, so you see this guy car. Good gunfight. I would say, in general, wait until we're like right at the corner. Okay. Let's see. Wait, don't come out. Oh, can I clear? There, nice. I would wait until we're like past this line here. Like up cat. By the time we can be seen by car, then you should be peeking long. Because like, once we're past this threshold, we're pressuring ramp, and we're pressuring car. So they're probably going to be watching cat. If we have, especially because we had 3 guys coming out. We threw a one-way, we threw flashes. That's when lurking long, like you're going to catch this guy. Like there was a possibility that this guy just hits you with the timing, double dinks you. Just because you kind of weren't aware of it. Like you were trying to lurk up, which is fair. But you had no info, and we weren't fighting with him yet, so you couldn't know. If you wait here for a little bit, the moment we pass this, you can walk out. A guy ramp is going to be super caught off guard. A guy maybe here trying to rotate ramp or trying to rotate long is going to be super caught off guard because we're coming out cat. Maybe he's trying to run away. This guy, either he's going to be shooting, maybe he's trying to hold your angle to hide from cat, so you just take the straight up gunfight. But there's not going to be the possibility of that guy just hiding there like he was, which could have been dangerous. So yeah, just another small detail, but it's how you should normally play that on Dust if you're lurking long. Your aim is solid though. I mean, you fucking nailed that kid, so. In general, it looks like you're not in positions to frag. Like, I realize now that you're both a B anchor, and these teams have not been going B very often, and you're just a fucking long lurk on these, like on these mid defaults. You're playing the role really well. You're not in a position to frag. That's probably just why you don't have that many kills. We'll see how you play B. Again, throwing the front flash. Like, look, there's no flashes popping right now by the time we're coming out. This is super dangerous. But luckily, we just get all the entries. And then this is the round we lose. So, like, look, there's no smoke down. Nobody thought to throw the smoke, and they just crossed door. So a lot of stuff went wrong that round. The first people... So the back people should have been throwing more flashes over top as you guys were coming out. The front people should have thrown flashes in front out of tunnel. Like all the timings were bad. All the flashes popped over top of tons before we were out, and then we didn't throw any after that. So honestly, the fact that we got out on 3 players is a fucking miracle. And then 2 people tried to cross door without a smoke. And then on this round, I don't know. Honestly, I want to watch Hua's POV on this. Because I feel like it wasn't that bad, but maybe you just reposition. Like, if you play behind green box, maybe you're just safer. Although you can't be traded by Hua. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he kind of does just get fucked. Like, there's not much you can do about that. I don't know why he wasn't scoped, though. I guess because the guy could have gone window or door. I don't know. Let's see CT. I'm interested in seeing your B hold. Because I think this is probably where you make the most mistakes. Like, I'm just gonna guess. Molly ready? This is fine. At this point, Yon's calling that they're coming long. This rotate was perfect. Huha's flank worked out. Oh, and you literally just nail a guy mid. I mean, you got the kill, but I would check close door and tons if you're pushing out mid, just because that lurk is so common. So like, I would make absolutely sure that like you clear this corner, because that kill would have been much more free. Again, small detail. So you smoke early. Watch out throwing a deep smoke, because right now like they can lurk out of it. What you want to do is, in general, because like if you smoke here, these guys can lurk out. They can lurk out to like around here, and they can't be seen from sight, basically. They can only be seen from here. What you want to do in general if you're smoking B is like smoke it around here, so that, I mean, not that deep, maybe like, so that it's flush against tons, so that if they're out, they're exposed to everything. If they're out, like you could see them from car or something, like this angle here, like around door or something. There's the slight possibility that they like jump up on box. You kind of just have to be ready for that. I'd also say if you're solo, play backside. If Hoo-Ha's helping you for the round, you can play car or something. Just because this is so tradable, like the chances of multi-fragging from car I feel like are really low, and you can stay alive for so long backside, obviously. It's the standard position. One thing that I've seen some teams do, and maybe you and Hoo-Ha can try this, off rip, there's no smoke down. It'll be like a molly and then a pre-flash into tons. So that if they're pushing tons, either they're not pushing tons and you peek into it, or Hoo-Ha like flashes for you as you're running up from spawn, and if they're rushing, you have like a bunch of blind motherfuckers right in your face. So you can maybe try that a couple rounds, but I'd say if you're solo and Hoo-Ha's playing like for mid, backside. Otherwise, if Hoo-Ha's like, I'm gonna help you B this round, you can play car. That's what I would say about that, just as a rule. What you might want to do off of that smoke actually is play in here, in this cubby, if you want to solo actually. You just throw that smoke, quickly cross to there. If you're gonna, like, that's good for soloing actually. There's a chance you get mollied out, but honestly that's a good risk position, especially if it's just like first gun round. I feel like people wouldn't think of that. This round was really fucking dumb by me. As you can see though, you kind of just got traded. Car's a bit awkward if you don't have multiple people. I just threw a fucking molly and I almost threw. This guy almost had fucking time to plant. Lona was 1 HP, I was so scared. Wow, it was so close. Yeah, that was almost a throw by me. That was big time on me. I just need to fucking chill when I'm in a situation like that. There, I got blocked, unfortunately. So here, like, Hoo-Ha's at window. Yeah, you can play car here. And he should be, like, he can be ready to flash for you. You can throw a molly, and if he just flashes tons off rip, you just peek into a motherfucker. Like, you just quickly jiggle it if there's people there. It's whatever. Okay, so here Hoo-Ha dies mid. So this is a lot of pressure on you. At this point, okay, we kill one and we called the mid to B smoke. Lona also kills on top mid. That's just losing a fight. Yeah, kind of unfortunate. Not a bad play. Personally, I like... Oh, hold on, I want to see this round. Personally, I like fighting mid. Like, a window peek works really well, as they're trying to come up. Maybe you can... I don't know. Like, if you just toss a flash over, do a little quick jiggle. Try to see if you can isolate one fight, then fall, maybe try to fight tons at that point. Your idea was not bad. Kinda just seems like you lost the fight, like I said. Rest in peace. Happens. But so far, that's like the one big fight you've lost this whole game. And it's the second half, so. I have to see what happened here. So he actually gets a lurk kill top mid. But he makes a lot of noise, and Lone did not call this. Oh, he makes so much noise. Yeah. He started walking way too late. And then Jan also did not call this peek. So I was kind of just left alone. Oh yeah, here we pushed mid, but I think the comms were kind of jumbled, so you ended up going B. That's whatever. Maybe your movement was a bit off. Like, it looks like you just weren't ready for the fight. Yeah, so going forward in the demo makes it not choppy. Going backwards fucks it up for some reason. That's really weird. This, I was legit tilted. I don't know what I was thinking here, but I just went B. Because the last round had me kind of just like, last couple rounds just had me tilted. Oh, this is also the hoo-ha buy. Yeah, that's why I was tilted. Then just get a random kill mid. Here, I fought because I thought you were fighting, and I didn't realize you could just pick up that AK like that. And then also, you should have held Xbox more, because you let him jump up. Like you should have been deeper mid, waiting for that fight, Xbox. That's fine. You just didn't realize you could actually get away without you seeing behind the door. Like you had the right idea. And then here, I think you guys should have saved, but that's whatever. Because we would have been able to buy this round actually with hoo-ha and bad money. We would have been able to get everybody on a really good buy if we kept those guns, but yeah, it's whatever. Hindsight, I should have called for it. So here looks like hoo-ha's gonna help you out. It's like, imagine you just molly there, go out there's a flash, and you peek into one of those guys. I think we should try that, personally. Then you're just gonna play backside. Cool. I like this angle from you. I really like this angle from you. This is perfect because this counters the contact that we like to run. Because if you're just in a weird fucking angle like that, solid chance you get the info and at least you get the first fight. Here, hoo-ha just got dry peeked. That happened a couple times. It looks like you're just gonna get crunched. Don't know what to say about that. Maybe I would try to drop. Like after the first kill, I'd maybe drop off, try to stay alive. But that's really in the moment shit. Also, if there's that lurk smoke like that, again, I'd maybe try to make a mid play. See if like you can free up your flank. Try to find some info. Because like in theory, just watching that lurk smoke, there's the possibility that they just come behind you and they like the tunnels players don't end up making a play before the mid players get there, which is common. Some teams will do that. Some teams will have one guy lurk tons behind that smoke. They'll have everybody go out mid, and by the time the mid guys are making contact with B site, then the tons guy lurks out to try and kill him. Fucking around to the mid. Again though, kinda just lost your fight, I guess. Not much you can do though. Like I will say, hoo-ha dying doesn't help. So like there's not much you can do when you're just getting pushed like from both sides by the full other team and you're just alone. So like whatever. Like we can honestly write off those rounds. Like getting one kill is the most anybody would really expect on a fucking island B site. I will say Hua did well to adapt this game. And this was a good save. Yeah, Hua adapting mid and like playing more passive when he realized we were just gonna dry peek like that definitely completely switched our CT side up and we started winning, just like straight up off of that. Wow, that's emo as fuck. Okay, so we get an opening pick long. You're just watching the lurk on the smoke, cool. Here, if you're gonna jiggle this, again, try to, like, at all times, just be at the back. The guy's gonna see less of your shoulder. You wanna just minimize as much as possible. Like, at all times, try to be as far from whatever angle you're doing. I've been trying to think about this recently, too. But yeah. Like, if they just have an alt post up on tons right now, possibility that he can just, like, see your shoulder because you're, like, the jiggle is just a little too far. This round was a really good round long for us. We kind of just fucked them up. So that's whatever. This is the life of Bianca. Again, for this box, you can just be backside. You can just be all the way back if you want. And then by the time they start coming out, you can creep closer to the box to try and stay alive more. That's perfectly fine. Peek and you win the fight. So it's whatever. So I know we throw a couple of these. You're gonna put your smoke down. Yeah, so who else starts playing more passive here, maybe? Okay, yeah, Lone gets a really good trade. Yeah, Hua dies another time mid. That's probably the last time. So at this point, again, you're really pressured. You should make a play. Like here, you're playing too passive. You've mollied off tons, and you're not making any sort of play towards mid. You're just letting them crunch you. So here, I would say this is definitely less well played because you just completely put yourself in a trap, unfortunately. Either hold from green box on some sort of tons push like you were doing before, or go for a mid play. But just, yeah, you really let yourself get crunched there. Okay, who else coming to help you out and you're playing car? Oh yeah, they just got double entry'd. Yeah, this was an unfortunate round. Then I get fucked, so I call for you guys to save. This round we will just skip. No point in watching. Choppy demo again. Oh yeah. Okay, no cross smoke. You guys saved. I feel like we do decent on this round. We at least get a few kills. This is a bit better. I guess you at least know your mid is covered, but I don't know. Again, I think you're playing a bit too cramped. Like you either want to be like, instead of just letting him take the fight on you backside there, and especially because you weren't really in a spot where you could properly stay alive, playing in that corner. I would play in a corner like that again if you have a teammate. Otherwise, play behind like the double stack, because you kind of just let yourself take the fight and give him the chance to get that immediate headshot. I think you also have mollies on a lot of these rounds. So you could throw the molly tons and then try to make your mid play. And try to use a flash over top. Like, I'm pretty sure you have all this util when the takes are happening. One thing I like to do is, like, if they're out tons, I just chuck a flash in the air behind me. Like, you don't necessarily have to wait for your teammates to do it if you have one. Like, if you just wait behind that double stack, toss it in the air, you can try to go for a little peek. That'll delay them so your teammates can arrive and then throw more flashes. Thinking about your flashes is super important on CT side for delaying shit. Okay, so yeah, this is where Hua starts playing really passive. Alright, they throw a flash. You're getting ready. So there, that was good. You're prepared to play. Is this where Hua says you're giving up B? I actually do want to see that round. I wonder if it was this game. I actually forget. Yeah, looks like you're giving up B a little bit. That's a bit risky, especially because, yeah, you just got spotted on site now. Yeah, I guess you kind of just lost the fight. Like, again, I think you had a flash. Once they're out, you wait for so long at that double stack box, you could just be throwing a flash in the air to give yourself a way better chance of winning that fight. That's what I could say about that. I'm pretty certain you had a flash there. Here, I should have been more careful. I was just messing with my nades and I hadn't even looked into tons yet. I should have at least jiggled into sight. Or I should have not flashed, just quickly lurk and then clear tons. And this is just a miracle clutch by Hua. Wow, okay, he died quick on his screen. And then we tack after this. Here you have double flash molly. This is the round we win actually. Yeah, Hua gets an opening, I get another opening at mid. I don't think you do much this round. Yeah, they never end up coming out tons. So you spot that guy? Ooh. That was a bit dangerous. Jumping up. If you're gonna try to fall back like that, I'd say just like, especially because you were jiggling before, you might as well just jiggle it one more time before you jump. Just make sure you're not getting caught off like that potentially. Because if that guy hits that one bullet, open B site. A little bit dangerous. And then we win. So the things I would say you did well were you perfectly played your role on T side. You entried like you had to. It looks like you were making a lot of space, kind of just like when you jumped long, going out B, perfectly fine. Things you did badly, you lost some 50-50 fights, but I think you were putting yourself in too many 50-50s, where you should be trying to create like 60-40s as much as possible. Like, in theory, yeah, you could be winning those duels on B site, but it doesn't look like you're using your util too much, so you're kind of just letting them take the fight. And if they have an AK, they just bang your head off, like we saw. Like, you would dink a guy, he dinks you back, he has a better gun. So, like, play safer in some scenarios, make sure you're paying attention to your util, making plays at the right times to make space for yourself. Yeah, I'd maybe watch a demo or two, but I think I'm going to show you a couple things that I would do right now. I'm just going to go into a server and run some stuff and just record it. So I talked about flashes when we're going B. I'm just going to do a little test here. Let's bind Q. No, let's bind T. SV rethrow last. Grenade? Is that the command? Yeah, that is it. Okay. So, flashes. If you're the front guy, if you have the good timing, I don't even think they can peek you by the time you're here. I don't think it's possible. Either way, there's gonna be flashes coming over. You're gonna be throwing your own flashes. Or they're throwing a molly and we're smoking it. So you can have full confidence if you're the first guy going out that you don't have to have your gun out here. I rarely have my gun out here when I'm the entry, because I'm too busy throwing my own flashes. So let's do a little test. If I throw this flash, which is perfectly good flash, it's perfectly good flash, because the scout sight, he is gonna get blind, but I mean, like, it pops in the air, right? So it doesn't blind him for too long. So think about if you're the first guy. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Actually, I'll count from when it pops. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then you can peek him. Right? So think about this guy's perspective. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Like, he sees you. And he's not blind anymore. So if you're the first person, so that's why the people in the back throw these. Because that little amount of flash is going to help if it's popping the moment you're fucking peeking him. So the guys in the back, they can throw it. They're not going to lose their timings. They're just kind of chucking it as you guys are in front, and then they keep going. But the guy in front, what I like to do, if I have double flash, I throw this one first. It goes around the corner. And then I can throw the second one. So you kind of have to practice this to get the timings down, to make sure that, like, you're not actually exiting tons by the time you're throwing the second flash. But first one, second one, and then look at that. I have my gun out by the time I'm actually peeking sight, and I throw both of those flashes. And so what do these flashes do? That one's actually not amazing. Maybe I'm throwing the wrong flash. Is it this instead? It's probably that. Yeah, it is that. So I've been throwing the wrong one the whole time. There's a possibility that barrel blocks it, I guess. But in general... Okay, let me throw it higher, actually. Let's see. If I throw this really high... Okay, it'll literally always blind him if you throw it high enough. So, super fucking good flash for that backside guy. You throw it as high as possible into that corner. It will blind the side guy. It will not blind your teammates. And this one, if you're the first guy out, throw that one. Chuck that one really high. That's not a great timing. But those are the ones you want to throw as you're going out, because again, like, let's look at the timing here. Let's say that guy's backside. Even if you only throw this one. I have my gun out right now, and that pops the moment I'm peeking. So that's the one you want to throw. If you're going to throw any flash, it's that one as you're going out. If you're the first. If you're in the back, you're going to hope that they're throwing their front flashes to help themselves get out, and you can kind of just support from the back so that, just to follow up and kind of make up for it in case that guy was playing anti. In case that guy didn't get caught by the flash somehow. In case somebody else re-peeked after those first flashes popped, they maybe get partially blind by the one you just threw. So then it's easier for us in the front as we're going out, so we're not getting peeked by a bunch of different people. So that's that with the flashes. Okay, so I'm going to reiterate some things. I'll show you some of the small details I was talking about on T side, and then we'll move on to CT, where I think most of the issues happened. Again, one thing that I like to do on my CT holds, first of all, I try to stay as far back as possible, and I'm just going to jiggle this angle. And what'll happen is, if we have an AWPer sight, it's a really powerful crossfire to do like me and you were doing on that one T round. I don't want to play like this, right? Kind of like fighting this guy long, or like a bit out, right? Because the guy can come out long and just kill me. But if I'm playing here, like all the way in the corner, the only way this guy's gonna fight me, especially like you can play really deep on this. I guess if you want to watch elevator, there's a possibility that he has to like come all the way here. But I mean, it's a pretty favorable fight because your crosshair placement's already right there, right? You're not letting him peek all the way into you over here. You have to flick like that. And of course, the AWPer in the scenario where we're CTs can watch like this. or I guess me in this situation at ramp, I can just watch like this. So if they try to come close, I might see their shoulder. If they try to jump into you pit, I'm gonna see them before they see you. But that's pretty much that. For long, your lurk was actually perfect. Like your timings were really good, except for that one time at corner. Like you should wait for once the cat players have contact, they're going out. You can watch your map for this. Then you can go out because that car player is gonna be fighting. He's gonna be fighting cat, or he's taking the gunfight with you. If he's not fighting cat, the only place he can possibly be is hiding from cat, like this here. Because otherwise, I mean, he could be here. He's gonna be fighting them as they come up. I mean, again, he's fully exposed here. The only place he's possibly gonna be at car if he's not fighting you, or if he's not fighting cat, is here. So if you're lurking long, just stay as far back from corner as possible. Check that real quick, and then you can swing and like. You might catch a guy falling off because we're trying to come up cat. You shoot him in the back. You might shoot this guy in the side because he's trying to fight here. Or he's trying to fight you long and he's staying safe. But either way, again, that's just an aim duel. If you want, you can throw a flash for yourself. Again, think about your util. Like, as we're coming out cat, I mean, this is not going to blind us. It shouldn't, at least. It might, actually. I mean, chuck something like this. Like, clear car, chuck flash. Jiggle. I don't know. Do something like that. Like jiggle it before it pops. Try to fight. A lot of times what you're trying to do here as well is just create pressure so that this guy feels like he has to take the fight on us cat. And if there's a bunch of guys, he kind of just fucking dies. Like so that's pretty much it. Again, wait for us to get out cat. Would help you a lot on that long lurk. But you did win your gunfights, so you did that really well. Moving to CT. Like I was saying, if Hoo-Ha says he's gonna help you, you can play towards car. What you can also do is listen in tons to see if they get lower and shit. That can get us some info. If you wanna like play closer, Hoo-Ha can just immediately like, you run in, you throw your molly, and Hoo-Ha just does that right when he gets the window. That pops right there. You literally just like, you're waiting for that to pop as you're running in after you throw your molly in. If they're rushing, you get a fucking spray down. If there's a guy just trying to lurk and he's holding this, he gets full blinded. He either falls back and he's trapped, we have some info or whatever. This guy too, he either falls back or you get a gunfight and you win it because he's full blind. Something like either way. Either way, it's a safe play. Chance of shutting down a push. That's pretty much that. On site, I like this angle. I really like this angle because what you can do is you probably get the first fight. It's kind of hard. It's kind of a hard angle to check. Like, are you gonna have that crosshair placement? Where is it? Yeah, it's like that, ish. Yeah, that's kind of weird. You're not really gonna check that, honestly. That's a really good fight. That's a nice off angle. Shit, no team damage. Alright. And then you can just fall off, of course. And I like to just, like, you can just do that. What I used to do on old dust when this wall was higher, I would do that. Like, I would bank it off. It would go over the box. You can actually still do that. If you hit that off the top with a little running throw, it'll go right over the box. So you can stare straight at this box, it pops. You can take any sort of fight. Counter flashes are so big. And you can throw these so quick. Like, imagine you're doing your normal spot. You can throw this so quick. Like, you take your fight, pop flash. You can even actually, I just realized you can watch this angle while that flash pops, and then you try to swing on this side. Another thing you can do, this molly is really powerful because like they can't swing you. So that's another thing you can do. You take this fight. Try to molly, maybe flash after that immediately. Make sure they're not pushing the molly. The flash pops, you can swing off of it. If they're pushing out mid, you're in your normal spot. Hoo-Ha dies, I'd say try to make a mid play. Especially if you have your nades like you did, you can do something like this. Just kind of jiggle mid to make sure like an op isn't posted on you or something. If he is, you probably don't want to do this. I mean, maybe you bait a shot and you can swing as well to try and get some kills. But in that kind of situation, in this kind of situation, it's do or die anyway. If you let them crunch on you, you die. If you push, there's a chance you catch somebody off guard, and then you probably die as well. But you might as well take that risk. That's basically the philosophy for like pushing in a 4-on-5. If you just sit in a 4-on-5 on CT side, they're just gonna execute onto a weak bomb site. So you might as well take a risk if you're gonna lose anyway, and see if you can maybe win the round. In general, when you're cramped, and it's hard to do this because the whole point is you do feel cramped. You feel like there's nothing you can do because you feel like there's nothing you can do because you're surrounded. You have to make an opening for yourself. So that's either gonna be completely ignoring mid, trying to play the kind of weird passive lurk, and just making sure you can win this fight. Which might be a little awkward. Like I would maybe hold a bit wider, because like again, this guy like this corner kind of messes you up a bit. Like you might see your shoulder first coming out like this. Like if I place an enemy there. Like I don't know if this guy sees me, but I can see him. But if you're holding like this a little bit wide, so that you can actually see that back corner there. This T, like right now, he can probably see me. He can probably see my shoulder, just because of the way this works. So just thinking of all times, which angle exposes like me to my enemy. If it's like this, it's the closer angle to me. If I'm holding like this, it's the farther angle from me. On top of the fact that who the fuck would play out in the open like this? What's your crosshair placement going to be? You're probably going to check back plat. You might come out like this, like you're going to check barrel. You're going to check back plat. Like if you're just standing out in the middle of the open like this, when you check back plat, this guy just dies. But then you peek like this, look at his crosshair placement. Look how easy that shot is if you're playing close to the box. This, and he has to do a flick because you're playing a bit out in the open, versus this, and he's right on your head already almost if he's checking barrel. Then he might check sight, then he might check whatever. Right. Thinking about your enemy's perspective a lot of times, like I try to think about when I'm holding an angle, I just put myself in the other person's shoes at all times. It's like, what's somebody thinking when they're coming out tons? Like, let's say when I go long, because obviously I'm the long player, so I'll explain to you what I do. When I'm the long player, like I know that this T wants to take the fight. Even though this is a head glitch angle, I never fucking hold this. Because, like, this is... Every T knows the crosshair placement for this. That's just like, you'll just get your head ripped off if you're doing that. I understand the confidence going out long, so I know that I have to jiggle this. I have to wait. And I'm only going to take this fight, like, and then at this point, if I see them come out long, I fall. Because I know he wants to take this fight. I absolutely know he wants to take this fight, and I'm not going to give him space. What I'm doing here, I'm making him really scared if I'm hiding. Because he doesn't know when I'm going to peek, when I'm going to try to take this fight. If I'm fighting right away, it's going to give him a lot of confidence. The moment I start hiding for a bit, he starts getting scared. A flash comes over, I can make my peek and shit. I hit him with the timing. He doesn't know when it's going to happen. Things to think about. Things I think would help you. Watch demos so that you can find what util you want to use, what timings to use them, what angles they play, and why. What you're exposed to. Is it an off angle? How would it get checked? When would it get checked? Lots of things to think about. Hope this helps.